Kurunji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurunji Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurunjischoolnkl.in.
As we discussed in the last class, displacement velocity. So it means in the last class we started the discussion motion in a plane, position, displacement and velocity. Now we are continuing the topic with acceleration, right? See here, acceleration, here I am talking about average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration also, right? Observe carefully, the average acceleration A of an object for a time interval delta t moving in xy plane. The average acceleration A of an object for a time interval delta t moving in xy plane is the change in velocity divided by the time interval. The change in velocity divided by the time interval. Okay, right. So here A bar is equal to dv by dt, that is equal to delta into Vx into I cap plus Vy into j cap divided by delta t, right? That is equal to, so you know very well, my acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, right? So that V we are writing in 2 dimension, that is Vx into I cap plus Vy into j cap. So if you have written separately, then you can write like this, del Vx by Vt delta t into I cap plus delta Vy by delta t into j cap. So that you can write like this. So if you write like this, Ax is equal to delta Vx by delta t and Ay is equal to delta Vy by delta t, but it is for average acceleration. If you want to write instantaneous acceleration, there you have to apply the limits, the time approaches to 0. So limit delta t tends to 0, delta V by delta t, since delta V bar is equal to delta Vx into I cap plus delta Vy into j cap. It is j cap, right? So if you apply the limits here, it is delta Vx by delta t, because it is velocity, it is acceleration. So acceleration is the velocity by time now. So that's why here delta t, here also delta t, right? Then finally A bar is equal to Ax into I cap plus Ay into j cap, and then Ax is equal to dvx by dt and Ay is equal to dvy by dt. So these are the values of Ax and Vy, Ax and Ay in case of instantaneous acceleration. These are the values of Ax and Ay, that is what delta Vx by delta t plus del Vy by del t, right? So these are the values of Ax and Vy in case of average acceleration. These are the values of Ax and Ay in case of instantaneous acceleration. In case of instantaneous acceleration, okay, right. Afterwards, you see the pictures for different time intervals, right? That is what for, right? That is instantaneous. These are the pictures which are showing, right? Which are showing acceleration at different instants of time. Okay. See the first picture, so like A, B, C and D, right? See the first picture here. If you see all the pictures, see the initial position and direction of velocity. So it is same now. Acceleration is the change in velocity by time, no. So, the final position. So, at this point the velocity will be different, right. It is P1, position 1, position 2, position 3, like that. So, these three pictures are indicating that acceleration, right. So, change in velocity by time, change in velocity by time, right. It is what? Direction of acceleration, direction of acceleration, right. So, here he is indicating that as delta t tends to 0, average acceleration becomes acceleration, average acceleration becomes acceleration, that he is showing through this graph. But these three graphs are indicating that average acceleration for time interval delta t1, for time interval delta t2 and for time interval delta t3. Okay, right. Afterwards, you see this paragraph. No? In one dimension, the velocity and acceleration of an object are always along the same straight line, along the same straight line, either in same direction or in the opposite direction, right. In one dimension, the velocity and acceleration of an object, in one dimension, the velocity and acceleration of an object are always along the same straight line, either in the same direction or in the opposite direction. So, you just see this line, ma. Velocity and acceleration of the object are always along the same straight line. Next, however, for the motion in 2 or 3 dimensions, however, for the motion in 2 or 3 dimensions, velocity and acceleration vectors may have any angle. For the motion in 2 or 3 dimensions, velocity and acceleration vectors may have any angle between 0 degrees and 180 degrees, between 0 degrees and 180 degrees between them, 0 degrees and 180 degrees between them, when the motion is either 2 or 3 dimension, either 2 or 3 dimensions. Okay, right. Next, it is example problem, it is example problem related to this topic, right. See here, the position of a particle is given by, so it is the position vector, where t is in seconds and the coefficients have the proper units, and the coefficients have the proper units for r to be in meters, for r to be in meters, right. That is A. Find v of t and a of t of the particle. Find velocity as a function of time and acceleration as a function of time of the particle. Next, B. Find the magnitude and direction of velocity as a function of time at t is equal to 1 second, right. So, in this case we are finding velocity and acceleration of the particle. Here we are finding magnitude and direction of velocity at t is equal to 1 second, at t is equal to 1 second. Okay, right. So, velocity p is equal to, you know very well, displacement by time, rate of change of displacement, dr bar by dt, that is equal to t by dt of. So, you have to write the same thing, you have to differentiate, right. So, you know very well, here it will become as 3.0 or 3 I cap plus here 4.0 t j cap, it will be 0, because if you differentiate the constant, right, if you differentiate the constant, it will be give us 0. So, that the resultant will be like this. So, 3.0 I cap plus 4.0 into t j cap. Now, if you want acceleration, again we have to differentiate. You know that formula, A is equal to dv by dt, A is equal to dv by dt, that is equal to, in this place it will become 0, because if you differentiate constant you will get 0, but here t is there, no, that is the reason here we are getting 4.0 j cap, right. So, it is the acceleration, right. So, acceleration is 4 meter per second square along y direction, because j cap is the unit vector, no, j cap is the unit vector along y axis, j cap is the unit vector along y axis. So, that acceleration is 4 meter per second square along y direction, along y direction. Okay, right. Next, at t is equal to 1 second, right. Sorry, here I told I think 10 seconds, no, but it is not 10 seconds, it is 1.0 second. So, at t is equal to 1 seconds, we are going to find magnitude and direction of velocity. Okay, right. So, at t is equal to 1 second, v is equal to, right. So, just you have to write t, in place of t you have to write 1, right. Then 3.0 into I cap plus 4.0 into j cap, it is the velocity at t is equal to 1 second. If you want to find magnitude, as usual v is equal to square root of 3 square plus 4 square, right. Then it will be square root of 25 will be there, then it is 5 meter per second. And the direction is Vy by Vx, tan inverse of Vy by Vx, it is Vy, it is Vx, 4 by 3 that is equal to tan inverse of 4 by 3, that is approximately equal to 53 degrees, right. So, this value will become approximately equal to 53 degrees with x axis, 53 degrees with x axis. So, theta value is 53 degrees with x axis, this is the angle. So, this angle gives us direction of velocity, direction of velocity, okay, right. So, this is that problem related to the topic, okay, right. Afterwards, we will continue. Motion in a plane with constant acceleration. Next one is, next concept, motion in a plane with constant acceleration, okay. See here. So, constant acceleration or uniform acceleration, constant acceleration or uniform acceleration, already you know the definition. So, how can we define the constant acceleration or uniform acceleration? If a body covers equal amount of changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however the small intervals may be, then it is said to be moving with uniform acceleration or constant acceleration. So, basically by seeing this word constant, immediately we have to get into our mind, that is, so from starting to the ending, so wherever the body is going to start, that is not our matter, wherever the body is going to stop, that is not our matter, unless the body is in journey, its acceleration is same, equal, constant. For example, at some point, at the starting point, its acceleration is 2 meter per second square. So, till the ending of the journey, its acceleration should be 2 meter per second square only. Then the body is said to be moving with constant acceleration, right. So, that you can also say that uniform acceleration, that is I already told you, I will repeat once again, because the important definition, that is what, if a body covers equal amount of changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however the small intervals may be, then the body is said to be moving with uniform acceleration, uniform acceleration, okay, right. Now, you can go for this motion in a plane with constant acceleration. See this, suppose an object is moving in xy plane and its acceleration is constant, then by the definition of acceleration you can write, so it is final velocity, it is initial velocity, it is the time interval. So, starting is as usual, we consider it as 0 seconds, we consider it as t seconds, right. So, v minus v naught, it is t minus 0, right, v minus v naught by t, v minus v naught by t, a is equal to v minus v naught by t. From this you can write, so these two are same now. So, if you take this t to this side, that is towards left hand side, then v minus v naught is equal to at, v is equal to v naught plus at, okay. So, it is the first equation of motion. So, in the last chapter, motion in a straight line, we discussed derivation of kinematic equation. So, there are 3 kinematic equations. So, it is the first kinematic equation, okay, right. In terms of components, this is important, right. So, this is the formula, this is the kinematic equation follows by a body when it is moving along a straight line, but when the body is in plane, when it is 2-dimensional motion, is it possible to apply? Yes, sure, definitely can apply. So, if you apply, what happens to the x and what happens to the y component? See here. So, Vx is equal to v naught of x plus ax into t. So, it is the initial velocity component, initial velocity x component of initial velocity. It is the y component of initial velocity, right. So, it is the y component of acceleration, x component of acceleration. So, time is a scalar quantity, it does not matter. So, that Vx is equal to V naught x plus Ax into t, Vy is equal to V naught y, right, plus Ay into t, right. Next, regarding the situation, V average is equal to, so what is average velocity? We know. So, regarding the situation, if a body is moving with average acceleration, then V average is equal to V naught plus V by 2, V naught plus V by 2. Here displacement is displacement is equal to average velocity into time, we can write. Displacement is equal to average velocity into time, we can write. So, that is why displacement is the average velocity multiplied by time. See here. So, it is the displacement, it is the final position, it is the initial position, this is the final position. So, r minus r naught gives us displacement, that is equal to V plus V naught by 2 into t, V plus V naught by 2 into t, right. That is equal to V is equal to what from here? V naught plus at, no, V is equal to V naught plus at plus V naught by 2 into t, V naught plus at plus V naught by 2 into t. So, from this one, the same thing you can write like this now. V naught into t, because here 2 V naught will come, in denominator 2 is there, 2 will get cancelled. So, V naught into t plus 1 by 2 a t square, 1 by 2 a t square, right. So, if you take this minus r naught to the right hand side, it will be plus. So, r is equal to r naught plus V naught into t plus of a t square. So, this is the final expression to the final position. It is the initial position, this is the final position, right. So, r is equal to r naught plus V naught into t plus of a t square, right. So, it is the displacement, and here we are finding the final displacement, in terms of initial displacement and V naught, that is initial velocity, time, and 1 by 2 acceleration, time square, okay, right. The same thing will become like this at the condition t is equal to 0, at the condition t is equal to 0, r is equal to r naught. Is it correct or not? You can cross check here itself. You write t is equal to 0 here, then this total term will become 0. You write t is equal to 0, then total term will become 0. Then r is equal to r naught. R is equal to r naught, right. In component form, the same thing. This is what r is equal to r naught plus V naught into t plus 1 by 2 a t square plus 1 by 2 a t square, right. So, in component form, x is equal to y is equal to, right. So, x is equal to x naught plus V naught into x plus 1 by 2 ax t square, y is equal to y naught plus V naught y plus 1 by 2 ay t square, right. So, this is the x component, it is y component, right. If you want, you can write z also. If the body is in 3 dimensional, then you can write z is equal to z naught plus V naught z plus of az t square, right. Because here we are talking about plane, motion in plane with constant acceleration. That is why we took only x component and y component, right. Okay. See this, motion in a plane can be treated as two separate simultaneous one dimensional motion with constant acceleration along two perpendicular directions, right. So, if you have taken x axis and if you have taken y axis, right. So, the body in which is in motion in this x y, right, plane, that is two dimensional motion, okay, right. So, from starting to here what we discussed, ma? So, here we are talking about what is equations of motion both in x and y, okay, that is. There is one more equation, that is third equation of motion, that is v square is equal to v naught square plus 2ax plus 2ax. That is also you can write in both the ways, right. So, if you know how to write the first equation of motion in terms of its components, which helps us in to study the two dimensional motion. Similarly, when you are writing the second equation of motion in terms of components, which helps us to study the two-dimensional motion. Similarly, you can write third equation of motion also in terms of x and y, which also helps us to study the two-dimensional motion. For example, that is what v is equal to v naught square plus 2ax. V is equal to v naught square plus 2ax. Okay. So, based on this equation, this you can apply for both x and y, same as equation 1 and equation 2. Okay. Right. Now, we are going to see one example problem related to this concept. See here, a particle starts from origin at t is equal to 0 with a velocity 5 I cap meter per second and moves in xy plane under the action of a force which produces a constant acceleration of 3 I cap plus 2 j cap meter per second square. So, here they have given velocity at t is equal to 0 and acceleration value also they have given, which is constant acceleration. What he is asking to find, what is the y coordinate of the particle? What is the y coordinate of the particle? At the instant, its x coordinate is 84 meters. Its x coordinate is 84 meters. Similarly, what is the speed of the particle at this time? At this time. Okay. So, if you find this one, you will get the time value. At that time, you have to find the speed. Right. When you go for solution, see here, this equation already we know it is second equation of motion. Right. Now, so according to the given, we have to write v naught value and a value. Right. So, then it will be the result. Afterwards, see here, just we are multiplying, right. Then finally, x of t. So, this one, these two are same. So, it is 5 of t plus 1.5 t square. 5 of t plus 1 point, it is x. It is y, that is what 1.0 t square. 1.0 t square. Okay, right. So, we know x component and y component. Given that x component is 54 meters, see here, x coordinate is 84, sorry, not 54, it is 84, right, 84. So, we have to equate this one and this one. Then you will get the value of time, it is 6 seconds, right. Now, velocity at 6 seconds we have to find speed, see this, second one b, speed of the particle at this time, right. So, v is equal to speed dr bar by dt, then it is already they have given vector form, that is 5.0 plus 3.0 into t I cap, right, plus 2.0 into j cap, right, that is what velocity. So, how we got this one? Just by writing t value here, just by writing t value here we are getting, okay, just by writing t value here we are getting v value, okay. Right. So, here what is the t value? T value is 6 seconds. It is what? It is speed, that is dr bar by dt. So, if you want speed, what we have to do? We have to differentiate this displacement or distance, okay, displacement, right. Because if you differentiate, you will get this expression. In this expression, you have to write t is equal to 6. So, this is the expression for speed we are getting just by differentiating this r of t with respect to time. So, then we got this one. So, in this we are writing t is equal to 6, then finally we are getting v value. If you find the magnitude, it is approximately equal to 26 meter per second. Okay, right. Next, the small concept. This concept already we studied in motion in a straight line, that is relative velocity, but the same thing we are studying in 2 dimension, right. See here. So, this already you know velocity of object relative to that of B is VAB, VA minus VB, velocity of B relative to that of A, VBA is equal to VB minus VA. Then the relation between VAB and VBA is, therefore, VAB is equal to minus VBA, right. A small problem related to the relative velocity in 2 dimensions, right. See here, rain is falling vertically with a speed of 35 meters per second, like this. A woman rides a bicycle with a speed of 12 meters per second in east to west direction. What is the direction in which she should hold umbrella? She should hold her umbrella, that is the question. So, we have to find the direction in which she should hold umbrella. to protect her from wet. Okay. So, see this picture, it is that what rain in which it is falling, it is the bicycle, right, bicycle, these are the directions, right, north, south, west, east. So, then relative velocity of rain with respect to bicycle Vr minus Vb, this we know from the concept of relative velocity. Next, tan theta is equal to Vb by Vr, that is what opposite side by adjacent side, then 12 by 35, angle will be approximately equal to 19 degrees, right. The same problem, actually it is example 4.6 ma. If you see example 4.1 also the same problem almost nearly, but there is some difference. So, here I wrote clearly the difference. The difference between example problems 4.1 and 4.6 is, in example 4.1 the boy experiences the resultant of the two velocities, but in this example woman experiences the velocity of rain relative to the bicycle, okay, that is vector difference of two vectors. I think you might have understood. In example 4.1 we got the resultant vector, we found the resultant vector, but in example 4.6 we found the subtraction of vectors, that is what ma, vector difference of two vectors. Okay, right. Thank you. In the next class we are going to discuss about projectile motion.